Hi there, this is Theresa McManus. I'm here today with James Crosty. James, can you introduce yourself?
Hi Theresa, it's James Crosty. I'm running as an independent in the provincial election. I have lived in Shepparton, I have lived in the Key. I've been very active in the community, and I felt it was necessary to present an opportunity for people to vote for somebody that wasn't affiliated with a party.
How long have you lived in Westminster?
I've been in New Westminster since 1990, about 23 years plus, and I have been active almost from the very day that I arrived in New Westminster. Many people will go back to those years and remember the Buchanan Lodge debate that was going on quite strongly. And also the government at the time, the social credit government, was in disarray, and Rita Johnson had just been appointed the premier at the time, and they had canceled a program for small businesses, which I stuck up for, and you know what? I haven't stopped since.
Why do you think you're uniquely qualified to represent the riding?
Well, part of my experience of living here for a long time, 23 years, has gotten to the point where I know the people, I know the place, and I certainly have come to know the politics. Having run once in a municipal election taught me a lot and gave me a lot more experience to be better prepared for this particular election, and also to represent all of New Westminster and Victoria. And it has been 17 years since we've had an independent option in a 40-year reign of the NDP, with one term with a Liberal. So yeah, I thought it would be an opportunity for people that don't want to vote, they're disenfranchised, they don't like the party system, maybe one step to proportional representation, and run as an independent, because I do have lots of people from various parties that come into the office or that I know as friends, fundraisers, and people that are very active in all parties. And in 1990, I restarted the Liberal Party. So I kind of crossed all borders. I've also voted Conservative. I voted NDP, federally, provincially. Really, it doesn't matter to me. I believe in the person rather than the party. So that's primarily the reason why I ran.
And then what would be your personal priority if elected MLA?
Well, there isn't just one. I think there's two burning issues in New Westminster that really need attention. Certainly education. We have a huge deficit here that we're dealing with. We don't have our high school built. It just boggles my mind when I think how long it's taken for us to get... Well, we finally started our middle school, which is good. But Burnaby's have built three, 4 schools in the time that it's taken us to even get to that point. So I believe party politics has played a factor in that. As an independent, I don't care who's in the government, but I can bring everybody to the table, and I mean everybody has something at stake in the high school property. So that would be the first. And then we have to deal with traffic. So we talk about the province not being involved in traffic and TransLink and all of this stuff, but there has to be something done to help New Westminster get through this. And that falls into all the other categories: air quality, health, all of this stuff now becomes a part of that dialogue. So those two priorities are important to me right off the bat.
And then what accomplishment in your life are you proudest of?
You know, there's a lot of stuff I've done. And I would say at the end of the day, previous business that I had, we represented companies from all over the world. As a matter of fact, somewhere in South Korea, I'm on television, maybe to this day, talking about their products. I have no idea. And they came to our plant in Surrey. We had business in certainly in Asia. We had business in Dubai. We did European business. And at the time, way back then, we were even doing business with Iraq. So it just goes to show you, not to mention North America, we learned a lot about how to deal with many nationalities on an international global scale. So it gave me a great perspective. We had great employees. They stuck with us for the longest. I had a competition with our human resource person. I said, let's see who's had the most employees stay the longest. And I won that. Because we treat people fairly and right, and they like to be in there, and they're always challenged. So from that perspective, having a 20,000 square foot manufacturing plant was probably my biggest accomplishment. And then we sold that plant to an offshore buyer at the time.
And who in your life has been a role model for you?
Yeah, another good one, because I have a lot of role models. You know, the youngest son in a family of 8, mom and dad made 10, I had 5 older brothers. So I looked up to all of them. Not all the time. There were times when you don't. But now in my age, being 56, and my brothers are all older than me, some of them have made some great accomplishments. And I really look to them for guidance, and I look to them for their accomplishments. And then with my struggle over the last year, Terry Fox came to mind. You know, his adversarial, the way he projected himself and was able to communicate what he went through helped me find the courage to go and make that public announcement as well. So yeah, you know, the role models change, but ideally you look to people that are a little older than you, that have accomplished a lot, and you learn from their experiences.